couple weeks ago, we cast some gator jaw in resin, made some pen blanks out of it. Today, it's time to turn one of those pen blanks up. Alright guys, so we're going to turn up one of these blanks. Now I've already drilled and tubed this one. Now, a couple things about bone or antler or any of that kind of material. One, you don't want to be breathing the dust, so always wear like the proper ventilation. You don't want to breathe any of that dust. It's got some nasty stuff in it. And it also smells absolutely horrible when you're cutting, sanding, turning it. So I just want to warn you. Now, when I was drilling this, one other thing that happened is the bone was kind of at a diagonal. And whenever you have something really hard, you know, embedded in your pen blank and it's on kind of a diagonal, the drill bit wants to kind of wander and follow it. So we'll get some footage up here of me drilling it. It looked absolutely horrible when I was actually drilling it, but the holes aren't that much more elongated. And if once I square up the ends of these pen blanks, if there's any gaps on the ends, I'm going to add some CA glue, just kind of douse it in there and just try and fill any gaps that we have. But everything went pretty well. We are turning up one of the blanks that, it was the one where we had like garnet color and like a yellow and a gold and something else, maybe white pearl. So it's kind of one of the different weird kind of blanks. And then the gator jawbone that's in here is the turquoise dye stabilized piece. So should be kind of interesting. It's kind of a weird blank, and I just wanted to kind of see how this thing turned out. So let's get on the sander. I think I'm just going to use the sander rather than the pen mill in this case. This is an instance where the barrel trimmers, the pen mills, those things are going to need to be resharpened so often, cutting something hard with this stabilized bone, that it's really not worth it. So I'm just going to use the sanding method on my lathe, square up the ends. And then, like I said, I'll kind of look at this, we'll stop, and if there's any gaps, I'll just kind of show you what I do to fill any gaps between the tube and the blank, and then we're ready to turn it. All right, so the gaps aren't really that big, but there definitely are some. And we want to fix those so we don't have any problems while we're turning this. But just a little bit of CA glue and we'll be good to go. All right, now before I begin, this is a cigar kit and I don't want to mess up the bushings. They're all different. The smallest one is going to be the tip, which is also going to be the long blank, not in the center where they meet. So we got that one ready. And then the two biggest ones are going to go where the pen would meet up, the center band. The smaller one's going to go on the tip end. The larger one is going to go on the other end. And then the last thing is the clip. These guys are a little tight. We're good. So now that we have those ready to go, I'm not going to take them out, and I'm going to start turning my pens up. All right, I just wanted to stop real quick and let you guys know that the rest of those pen blanks that we made, they're up for grabs. They're on my website in the short run section. So there's a link on the screen up here somewhere and down in the show notes. So if you're interested in picking up a Gator Jaw pen blank, head over to my website and you can grab them there. So let's get on to the turning. So before we assemble the pen and see how it turned out, I just wanted to stop and thank my newest top patrons over on Patreon. So big shout out to Tony, Eddie, Nick, Gordon, Glenn, Jerry, and Frank. lots of new top patrons over there. So I really appreciate all the support over there, especially at the top level. Thank you guys very much. And if you'd like to help support the show, you can do so over on patreon.com/nvwoodworks. We got some bonus content, and we're trying to kind of grow the Patreon community over there. So it's probably going to have lots of new benefits and stuff. So head on over there and see what we got going on. But I really appreciate all the support, guys. Now, let's see how this Gator Jaw pen turned out. Well, all right, guys, this thing turned out pretty cool. I love how the little jaw, the little teeth holes in the side, that's what you're kind of going for with this Gator Jaw. Turned out really cool. It was fun to turn. Great project, and I'm actually pretty happy with these colors. It's kind of a hodgepodge of colors. We went with yellow, gold, white, and let's see here, crimson. I don't know. We went with a whole kind of crazy different colors that people picked on the live stream. Kind of a hodgepodge, but it actually goes well with this teal, and I like how this the teal color of the stabilized jawbone came out. It's really nice looking. Now, all I did was buff this. I didn't put a CA finish or anything like that on. You can get away with doing that if you want, or you could put a CA finish on. It'll probably be even like glossier, it'll give more depth to it most likely. But I got to be honest, I think if I just handed this to someone, they would probably think that I put a CA finish on. I got a really good polish on this. And the bone, especially stabilized bone materials and antler, that stuff buffs well. It'll polish up fine. Now, you might have noticed I was wearing a face mask the whole time that I was turning this. You definitely want to protect yourself when you're turning, sanding, cutting, doing anything where bone material or antler dust is in the air. There's some nasty stuff in that, and you don't really want to be breathing it. It's a little bit worse than even just, regular dust, which you don't want to breathe anyway. So make sure to protect yourself when you're turning this, but I hope you guys get out there, try this out. And again, if you missed the casting part, we got the live stream replay up if you want to see how we made the blanks that we made. Everything turned out great. So again, thank you to everybody who showed up for the live stream and picked the colors. This thing turned out pretty cool. If this is your first time on the channel, we do all kinds of resin casting projects, tips and tricks, and experiments around here. So similar to this was actually the first time I've cast Gator Jaw. So it was kind of a little bit of an experiment, made a pen out of it, did a project. So if that's something that you're interested in, definitely hit that subscribe button so you get notified when new videos get posted. And if you're thinking about getting into resin casting, but you're not really sure where to begin, check out my ebook, The Beginner's Guide to Resin Casting. It answers all those beginner's questions, like what do I need to get started? How does it all work? Which resin should I use? It'll help you kind of get over those initial hurdles, that initial learning curve, so you can get into the shop and start making some blanks and having fun with resin. So it's available on my website if you're interested in that. But until next time, guys, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.